What's good, y'all? It's your boy Havoc, final round. I'm gonna do a little film study here. Lomachenko versus Lopez. You know, people say what you want about Teofimo. I know he lost to Kambosos, but look, man, he has a chance to redeem himself and come back. Taking an L shouldn't be the defining factor of your career. I think Teofimo's very talented, and he's more skilled than people give him credit for. It was a bad fight, man. He came out, he was cutting weight, it was getting rescheduled. There's a lot of things, and that's not to make excuses, but it's to say, man, shit happens. Shit happens, and that shouldn't be the defining moment of his career. One loss to Kambosos, who's still a solid fighter, regardless if he lost to Devin Haney. I mean, Devin Haney's supposedly going to be one of the greats of our era, this new era, so there's no shame that Kambosos lost to Devin Haney and that Teofimo lost to Kambosos. And I honestly think if Teo comes out with the right mindset, he's not fighting emotionally, and he's coming in prepared the right way, he probably beats Kambosos. You know, he probably beats him that night. But, you know, for Teofimo Lopez to beat Vasily Lomachenko, in my opinion, you know, I still think he's a pound-for-pound great fighter. Lomachenko, it's very impressive. You got to be a good boxer to beat Vasily Lomachenko. But let's check out it. Let's check out the fight. Let's see some of the tactics here. One of the things I like that Teofimo immediately does, he keeps that jab on Lomachenko. Even if he doesn't land it, he's keeping Lomachenko busy with that jab. And Lopez has respectable power, so, you know, Lomachenko's not just going to ignore that jab and that lead hand by Lopez. And Lopez is doing a good job of also putting Lomachenko on the back foot. And another thing, he goes down to the body in the first few rounds. You know, right cross to the body, pot shots to the body. And I like how he keeps that lead hand on the target. Doesn't matter if he's landing it. He's obviously facing a southpaw, so it's not going to be always easy to land that lead hand. So he's just touching the gloves. He's touching the gloves, disrupting Lomachenko's rhythm, keeping him at bay, keeping him occupied, and also trying to find his distance so he can get down to the body with that right cross or with a jab downstairs. Nice. And half-stepping beautifully. Teofimo's half-stepping, controlling distance beautiful, stepping forward just enough. And I like how he kind of squared up when he threw that right hook to close the distance. You know Lomachenko has good feet. You know he wants to get out of range if you throw an attack. So he wants to close that distance a little bit more. So he steps forward with that rear foot to close the distance. Lomachenko obviously trying to get a feel out for Teofimo Lopez. You know, this is what he usually does against every fight. He's trying to get a feel, but, you know, this is one of the first fights to where I seen Lomachenko struggle to get into rhythm. You know, he's throwing a lot of feints. He's changing head slots. He's trying to get comfortable, and he's not dictating the pace like he usually does. Teofimo's controlling the center of the ring, controlling most of the real estate, and good right hook to the body by Teofimo Lopez. Those are going to pay dividends down the line of the fight to slow Lomachenko down just enough. There was another right cross the body. I don't think it quite hit the mark, but I love the idea by Teofimo. Keeping that lead foot, staying in an angled stance, staying bladed, keeping that target, that lead foot target down the center line of Lomachenko at all times. Another right hook to the body. Good parry by Teofimo. Uses his forearm to parry the jab of Lomachenko. That's pretty cool. Uses that Philly shell and uses almost a parry, that forearm. Once again, jab and right hook downstairs. Lomachenko's trying to get a little bit more real estate to work with. He tries to turn the corner on Teofimo, but one thing Teofimo does great in this fight, he's able to pivot to the inside and not let Lomachenko get an angle to where he can hit Teofimo and not be hit back. Which is very key when you got a southpaw like Lomachenko who likes to get that lead foot dominance and turn the corner on you. You got to keep your barrel of the gun, your shoulder and your lead foot pointed at him at all times. And having good footwork to be able to pivot to the inside is very important. Another right cross to the body by Teofimo. Lomachenko feinting, lowering levels, doing what he always does usually the first few rounds, just trying to change head slots, looking for openings. But Teofimo's being very disciplined. Good little feint by Teofimo. Just ducking, changing levels, lowering his level. Acts as a feint. Another right hook, and I like that. He brings that right hook upstairs, then goes back down to the body, right back with that right hook downstairs, mixing it up very well, keeping Lomachenko guessing. And for the first time, we see Lomachenko very out of rhythm for the first time. Lomachenko looking for that lead left hand. Another thing Teofimo's doing well is keeping his center of gravity, something he didn't do. And this is how I know he didn't fight to his full potential in the Kambosos fight, because in this fight, he's keeping his center of gravity. He's not lunging in. He's not reaching. He's really doing a good job of keeping most of his weight on that rear foot, as opposed to that Kambosos fight, to where he's lunging in, he gets caught with that big overhand right, gets caught off balance, and boom, he gets sit down. But you know, in this boxing game, you can't take guys lightly, man, because they might catch you slipping. Both doing a good job of playing the feint game. You know, and those body shots by Teofimo got good feint by Teo, lowering his level. Got Lomachenko's respect to keep him at bay just long enough for him not to turn up. But nice little counter by Lomachenko. Throws a cross, jab, cross combination. You know, that's the thing. Lomachenko will lull you to sleep the first few rounds, and then he just likes to come out of nowhere and land a nice little combo. Usually in the first couple rounds, he likes to land one or two good combos on you, and then he starts picking up the pace. He likes to lull you to sleep with his movement, you know, be a little bit inactive, catch you off guard, then boom, 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 out of nowhere. You know, he starts changing the tempo. But he doesn't quite get into rhythm. He's a little too patient in this fight. And he waits a little bit too long to take action, but understandably so. Teofimo's doing a good job at keeping him at bay, and Lopez's power is getting Lomachenko's respect to where he's not just coming in. Another nice combination. Lomachenko goes on the back foot, gets caught up on the ropes, and he lulls Teo to sleep for a second and comes with a nice cross, like right there. Boom. Boom, another cross. Lomachenko ducking low. That's one of his iconic counters. He ducks down, ducks to his left, and shoots that left cross from the southpaw stance. Jab or cross, jab, cross, like I said. Nice combination. Teo's girl causing problems. You know, in the Kambosos fight, she don't know how to act. That's why you got to have a good woman by your side. But anyways, you know, like, I don't know. People just, like, forgot about Lomachenko. This dude is still the real deal. I still have him beating Devin Haney, in my opinion. Only reason Haney has a shot in that fight is because stylistically he matches up well against Lomachenko with that good jab. But I think Lomachenko is going to be too much. I think he's going to be too much. I don't see enough by Devin Haney, and I don't think he has the power of Teofimo Lopez to get the respect of Lomachenko to keep him at bay the way Teo did. And I think that Lomachenko, he's already taken his L's. He's very seasoned. He's very experienced, and I think he knows what he has to do. You know, he's going to pick up the pace earlier when he faces a guy who wants to sit back behind his jab. It's very hard to hit Lomachenko, man. Very hard. Like, just great head movement by Lomachenko. It's hard to touch him with that jab, but that's the thing. You know, you got to keep it in front of him. You got to keep him occupied. You got to keep him busy. It doesn't matter whether it's landing or not. Just keep him busy. Keep your distance and space. Understand where you are. And that's better than not throwing it. And you got to be patient. I like how Teo tries to trap Lomachenko in the corner there, squares up a little bit to cover distance, and tries to move laterally. But that's the thing, you know. Say what you want about Loma. He can fight off the back foot. But you want to keep him on the back foot if you can, because he boxes better, you know, coming forward and using the angles than he does off the back foot. But Lomachenko being a little bit too patient. But once again, that's because he respects the power of Tio. Tio being very patient, not getting outside of himself. Once again, man, like, you see that Kambosos fight. This is like, you watching beautiful right uppercut followed by a hook by Teofimo Lopez. You know, this is a beautiful, and I like how both of them are settling down. They're both getting a little bit comfortable. Lomachenko's starting to establish some real estate here. He's starting to settle down in his movement. But Tio doing a good job of controlling the distance and making sure he keeps his barrel pointed in front of Lomachenko and turning with a nice little combination on the ropes. Ooh, good jab by Lomachenko. Lomachenko has a very good jab. He just knows how to shoot it right over the top of the lead hand. But I like how Tio always tries to respond to Lomachenko's combinations. He doesn't back off and, reset the distance. He always tries. He may back up for a second, but he'll close it real quick and he'll try to throw a combination, to follow up. See, like right there, Loma throws a cross and Tio comes back with a combination to finish it off. He tries to get the upper hand at the end of each exchange. Tio putting a little bit of pressure, but still controlling distance. And like I said, this is how I know that this was not the same guy in the Kambosos fight. Not remotely. So, it just, that guy was unrecognizable. He didn't come in with a game plan and strategy. He came over cocky, arrogant, thinking he was just going to walk over Kambosos, and it doesn't work like that. Good headman by Lomachenko. Still can't find a comfortable range. Still can't figure out how to get to Teofimo quite yet. And that guard and that, that kind of variation of a Philly shell that Tio's using, it's causing a little bit of trouble. And you're not seeing Lomachenko being able to turn the corner like he iconically usually does, because Tio does a good job. Even right there, Lomachenko wants to turn the corner. He wants to pivot outside and get the angle, but Tio backs up, has very good footwork, very quick, backs up and creates space, and then he turns and keeps Lomachenko in front of him. And he's doing a good job of feinting as well, keeping Loma guessing. Good lead hand play there. Loma sneaks a jab in over the top of Tio's. Good feinting by Tio. Both doing a good job of feinting right there. Loma changing head slots, but very uncomfortable. Constantly having to move. So Loma's having to move out to his left. He's trying to set traps moving out to his left. And he did a good job of kind of backing up, and he snuck in a jab. But Tio's doing a great job of maintaining distance, making Loma have to reach. Good by Tio. Getting a body shot with the left hook while he trapped Loma in the corner briefly. And that's another thing. That guard Tio's using, it's making it very hard for Lomachenko to get down to the body and mix up his punches. Very difficult. So it kind of takes away some of his options from, setting up punches, which he usually does against most opponents. Good head movement by Lomachenko. We got a little lead hand play right here. I like how Tio's circling with that lead hand. He's pawing, he's shooting. He's doing a lot of different things, just like Lomachenko does a lot of things with his lead hand. Keeping him busy. And just very patient. Lopez isn't reaching. He's okay with just touching Lomachenko, whether it be the glove or whether it just be inching his way by throwing punches. Sometimes punches can be used as suppressive fire. Not every punch needs to be landed. Feints with the jab, nice right hook to the body. Another right cross to the body. These body shots pay dividends later down in the line of the fight, and they also establish beautiful right hook, left hook combination. Nice right uppercut to the body as Lomachenko tries to turn the corner. That's a nice thing. That's a very nice game plan that I don't know who put it together, him and his dad, but every time Lomachenko tries to get to the outside, he pivots and throws the right uppercut as Lomachenko is turning. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful strategy. Game plan put in place. Good feints by Tio. Still controlling the center of the ring. I would say he's the ring general in this fight because I don't see Lomachenko really, he's not really getting off right now. He's not getting into rhythm. He's not walking Tio into any counters or punches, so I can't say he's the ring general. I have to give it to Tio. Nice. I like how he feinted. Tio feints with the right cross. Still controlling distance, keeping his center of gravity, not reaching too much. Sometimes he'll reach, but not too much. You can still see a lot of his weight's on his rear foot. And he's also forcing Lomachenko to come to him. He's not giving out too much. Because if you get so anxious to where you're trying to land punches against Loma, he's just gonna counter you all night. And then he's gonna take over, and then he's gonna start putting pressure on you. He's gonna walk you down, and then it's no mas. But he does a good job of forcing Lomachenko's hand. Like, all right, I'll give you some bait, but I'm going to make you commit. I'm going to make you commit to punches so I can draw out counters. And if you're not going to do that, then I'm going to keep my distance. I have the longer reach, and I'm going to pot shot you to the body. Slowly break you down. Lomachenko's still trying to feint, find something. Good head movement right there by Loma. He's not able to close the distance. That's the problem. He's not able to work his way inside. Just Tio does such a great job of keeping Loma in front of him and keeping the angle. Good head movement by Tio. Still feinting, being very patient. And this is the game you got to play against a fighter like Loma. You're not necessarily going to knock this dude out or bully him all night. It's a chess match. Beautiful hooks to the body by Teofimo. And I love when he throws those hooks because he throws them when he traps Loma on the rope, when he gets him to the ropes, knowing that limits his ability for movement. And it also gives him only two options. He's either going to move left or right. If he moves left, I give him a left hook to the body. If he moves right, I give him a right hook on the way out. Limit his options. And Tio building more and more confidence. And I got to do another film study with Loma because this dude, I'm primarily focusing on Teofimo for this matchup. But, man, you guys don't get it twisted. Lomachenko is one of the best technicians I've ever seen in this game. And I'm definitely going to do some more film studies with him. Nice little counter by Lomachenko. Just a very short hook. Comes over the top of the jab of Teofimo Lopez. And beautiful body shots. Catches Lomachenko on the ropes. Right hook, left hook to the body. Beautiful. But don't get it twisted, man. Lomachenko, I'm going to do some more film studies on him. Phenomenal fucking technician. Excuse my language. Phenomenal technician. Very intelligent, high IQ, very smart, does amazing things. And, in this fight, Tio had the upper hand. Tio disrupted what he usually does. But, man, most fights that you see Lomachenko, you're seeing something, like they say, in the Matrix. It's crazy stuff. So definitely going to be on the watch out for more Loma videos. And Loma does pick it up in this fight a little later on. It's just like he waited a little bit too long. This is what, the 6th round? He waited a little bit too long to make his move because usually guys, they fold to Loma's mental pressure. Good head movement. Loma, you see Loma, he's trying to settle down a little bit because he understands he can't keep backing up or Teofimo Lopez is going to keep the distance between the two. Loma has to kind of stay in that pocket and make Tio miss and find his way inside. But he has to take risk, and he has to deal with the power of Teofimo Lopez if he's going to do that. Loma really trying to feint his way in, really trying to get the lead foot on the outside of Tio, trying to be lead foot dominant. Tio's doing a good job of forcing Lomachenko back. But as you can tell, you can see Lomachenko trying to keep the center of the ring more in this round, which tells me he's trying to make his move. He's trying to find his way, and he knows like he can't keep fighting off the back foot because he's going to be reaching all night long. He's not going to make the distance. Does a good job of landing his jab right there, putting a little bit more pressure, as you can see. And nice cross. Loma tries to follow up with a tight little hook with his fist horizontally to the ring canvas. It takes a lot of phenomenal cardio and conditioning for what Loma's doing right now, because he's constantly feinting right here, feinting. But I love Loma's feints because they almost act as defensive moves and also help create countering opportunities because he's changing the head slots. He's going inside. He's ducking down. You know, these are opportunities to counter. Comes back to the outside, shoots a left. You know, they're opening up countering opportunities, you know, moving that head in different slots, and they also act as feints. You don't have to throw a punch when you make that feint, but you can if it's available. So I love the way he feints. And part of the reason he's able to get away with some of those head feints is because he's in that southpaw stance against the orthodox fighter. Good tie up by Loma. I think he threw a cross right there, closes the distance, and ties up immediately after. Tio still keeping that lead hand very busy and active. Not really landing too many clean punches, but once again, keeping Loma busy, keeping him at bay. Beautiful uppercut. And that was the punch that made the huge difference in this fight, was turning the corner. Every time Loma wants to get his lead foot to the outside, Tio pivots to the inside, throws the uppercut. Boom, right here. Boom. Nice, right to the chest, controlling Lomachenko, catching the chin. When you got a guy like Lomachenko, aim for the body. See what I mean? Teofimo pivots to the inside, catches him with the uppercut. Beautiful. Lomachenko steps back in. Teofimo follows and times with the right cross, disrupting the rhythm of Lomachenko. By the way, if I'm Anthony Joshua, I'm looking at a lot of this film. And now, obviously, Teofimo's a lot more nimble and agile and better footwork, and in my opinion, a better technician than Joshua, obviously because he's at a smaller weight class. But this is a great, I mean, guess what? Lomachenko is trained, comes from the school of Papachenko. You know, if you're Anthony Joshua, you know Usyk fights in a very similar manner as Lomachenko. So if you want to look at a film study, this is a great one to watch to see some of the tactics that can be used against the southpaw like Usyk, who comes from the same school. This is how you diffuse it. The right uppercut, pivot it to the inside, throw the right uppercut, keep your lead hand busy, control distance, stay within yourself, pot shot with right crosses, right hooks to the body. There's your game plan. Bang, right there. Now, easier said than done. You know, I don't know how good Anthony Joshua can pivot to the inside with his lead foot against the southpaw, but hey, man, you're a professional boxer. Figure it out. I'm missing some of the action here. Lomachenko was just trying to get into rhythm, trying to find a way inside, and he just can't. And later on, he'll start realizing, like, I have to start taking chances. I'm going to get clipped on the way in. This is not going to be a clean fight, but hey. And right here, you're starting to see it. Jab, throws the cross as he steps in. And the problem with One thing Tio did a phenomenal job of is taking advantage of the in and out movement of, once again, nice pivot to the inside, right uppercut by Teofimo. And then guess what? Follows up with the right cross as Lomachenko steps back and then steps back into range. He times it beautifully. One thing he's doing, he's taking that amateur type in and out style and he's timing it perfectly. Every time Lomachenko steps out, comes back in, he disrupts his rhythm, stops him, stops his momentum with the right cross. You know, I think Jorge Linares did it as well. That's the one that sat down Lomachenko, that punch. He was able to catch Lomachenko stepping outside and coming back in and timed it perfectly. Good lead hand play right here. Good head movement by Lomachenko. Trying to put some pressure here. Trying to get some punches landed to get back him to scorecards. Clinches right here. Sneaks a little left cross on the inside. Ref breaks it up. We can see Lomachenko really starting to get in the middle of the ring because he's in that Tecate square or ESPN logo, or Top Rank square, I'm sorry, excuse me. Both of them battling, trying to be more dominant. And Teofimo's smart enough to understand it's like, no, I cannot let you be the ring general. I cannot be put on the back foot too much because that spells for a lot of trouble. But Lomachenko being very, very persistent. You know, trying to force his way in and trying to dictate the tempo and the pace. Let's see this. Nice, beautiful uppercut, pivot to the inside, and then times the right cross right here as Lomachenko comes back in. Boom. Good cross, jab, combination, catches Tio as he's stepping out. Boom. Comes over. He's so good at throwing that combo, that cross, and follows up with the jab over the top of the lead hand of his opponents. See, this is usually where Lomachenko completely takes over, and he's trying to. It was a little bit late. Actually, I would say he usually takes over around the 5th or 6th round to where he starts pouring pressure on you mentally and physically. But he kind of waited a little bit too long in this fight to take chances. And by the time, he wasn't quite there. He just couldn't quite get it. But once again, Lomachenko is like understanding what's going on. He needs to put more pressure. He needs to force Tio's hand. He can't sit back and wait or he's never going to get to Tio. So he's being a little bit more aggressive. Nice pivot to the inside once again by Tio. Throws the right uppercut. Tio tries to throw the lead left hook as Lomachenko tries to turn the corner. That's another thing for Anthony Joshua to reference. Every time he tries to turn the corner, throw the left hook. Every time Usyk tries to get that lead foot on the outside, left hook, stop his momentum, like right there. Now, obviously that hook was a little bit wide and they both clashed heads there, but that's southpaw versus orthodox. Happens. Headbutts happen. Good jab by Tio, trying to establish his jab again. But good head movement by Lomachenko. Tio doesn't want to commit too much. And beautiful right cross. Tio tries to pivot inside right there. Just doing a good job of maxing. Once again, pivots to the inside. Such a damn good job of pivoting to the inside. Every time Loma tries to turn the corner, pivot inside, pivot inside. Very quick. Requires good, quick footwork, but also perceptive abilities to see that. But Lomachenko pouring on the pressure. Cross, jab, cross. Catches Tio. Getting great exchanges here. Really starting to pour it on and pouring the pressure. And this is where he kind of catches up in the fight. And he becomes dangerous. He's taking more risk. If Lomachenko took more risk early on in this fight, he probably would have won it. But I like how Tio, he's doubling down. He's saying, okay, you got the upper hand on me. I'm coming back at you. This is how he maintains, the score in the fight. Lomachenko now becoming the ring general, controlling the center of the ring, starting to have his moments in the fight. He just waited a little bit too long. It's the 8th round. Maybe not, you probably could score this fight differently depending. But Tio's still doing a good job of answering back and forth. And I think Lomachenko respects the power. That's why he backed up. He got hit with a good right cross. He felt that. And now he's back on the back foot. Plus a little bit winded because he's having to push very hard to make his way to the inside. He does, Tio doesn't let him do this easily. Now, a lot of people think that Devin Haney's going to do the same thing that Tio did to Lomachenko. Nice pivot to the inside, uppercut by Tio. I don't think Haney has the same power as Tio. Now, he has respectable power, right? He can sting you. He's got speed. But I don't know if he has enough power to get the respect of Lomachenko. And I think Lomachenko learned a lot from this fight. And he understands, like, I need to pick up. And how do I know this? Because I saw the Comey fight. I saw a few fights after this. I believe he had a couple fights after this one, if I'm not mistaken. But I saw the Comey fight. And he really picked up the pace against the rangy fighter. Understood I can't sit back and wait against these bigger, rangier guys. I have to get after him. I don't think Haney's going to be able to deal with that pressure all night. If Loma can get past, like if he takes chances and risk. Good feints by Lomachenko. But don't get me wrong, Haney definitely has the right style to beat Lomachenko. Definitely has the right style because he got a good jab. And he should have the footwork to be able to pivot on the inside. Loma coming with the left cross, following up with 2 left crosses. That's another weapon he should use, to close distance. Following up with 2 left crosses. Usually does a cross and then follows up with the jab and then comes with a cross. But if he doubled up on the cross in this fight, he probably could have made his way to the inside. And he does it right there. Boom, boom. Follows up with a hook. And really getting comfortable. Landing nice combinations. Really sitting down in the pocket, trying to sit from mid-range to inside. Trying not to back up too much because every time he backs up, Teofimo understands, it's like, I have to grab that real estate that he gives me and I have to put a little bit of pressure. Teofimo kind of abandoning his feints at this point in the fight, probably because he's tired. Good body shot by Tio. Good body shots by Tio. That's keeping the integrity of Lomachenko, taking away his footwork. I like how Tio frames Lomachenko's head, pushes him back to create space. Lomachenko, I like how he's settling down. He's not moving too much. He's just trying to keep the distance and move forward. Good head movement by Lomachenko. Pulls out of range, leans back just enough. Lomachenko doesn't like the positioning, so he changes it, resets, backs off. He's trying to feint his way back in. Utilize head movement, using that lead hand, jabbing his way in. Beautiful, closes the distance, nice frames. Teofimo pushes him back, resets the action. Okay, good feints by Tio. Lowers his level, changes level, feints from downstairs. Beautiful. Good body shot. One thing, Lomachenko, the biggest issue was he wasn't able to get down to the body in this fight. And once again, I think it was a good guard by Teofimo Lopez because he kind of has that Floyd Mayweather Philly shell. Does a good job of caging and protecting the body. Because that's one thing you did not see in this fight. Lomachenko did not go down to the body enough. And that's part of the reason, he wasn't able to break Tio. And Tio was able to catch a second wind or be able to answer back and rebuttal to the exchanges he had with Lomachenko because he wasn't able to take away the body. Lomachenko always great at breaking up clinches. Just has all sorts of different creative ways to break clinches with his opponent after he ties up. Lomachenko really trying to put pressure on here. Understands what's happening. Doesn't want to be down on the scorecard. Tries to come over the top of the jab with the hook. Starting to become a little bit more lead dominant. And I like, instead of Lomachenko pulling back, he's realizing, okay, After he throws his combination, he should clinch up or close the distance instead of backing up and then resetting, coming back in. Like right there, boom. Instead of backing up and resetting the distance and getting caught with the right cross, he comes in and smothers Teofimo Lopez. So that's something he learned as the fight went on. Good adjustment. Unfortunately, it was a little too late at this point. Good body shot by Lomachenko. Left cross to the body. I like that Teo wanted to return fire down to the body. Didn't really land effective punches. Kind of smothered himself. Good left cross to the body. You know, if Lomachenko was able to get downstairs a little bit more earlier, this would have been a different fight. Good jab over the top. I'll say this, though. You know, I think Loma had the cleaner punches in this fight. Nice jab cross combination. So you see that Loma, after he throws a punch or a combination, he's not jumping back, going in and out. He's maintaining the distance. He's either going to close it or he's going to stay in his position. Because Teo was doing a good job early on the fight of timing Lomachenko as he steps back and comes back into the range. But Teo's still focused. Still trying to keep himself in this fight. Not letting it overwhelm. Good right hook to the body. That slows down Lomachenko. This is what I'm saying. Because he didn't get caught with body shots early, he's able to catch second wins. He's able to give it a second effort and try to come back and rebuttal to Lomachenko's responses. Teo's hands are dropping a little bit. Still a battle for the center in the ring. Teo goes low, a little bit low there. See the replay. Or was that the bell? Boom. Oh, that looked low. You know, Lomachenko's pretty familiar with getting cheap shotted. I'm not saying that Teo was being dirty, but it wouldn't shock me. You know, nice right uppercut. Nice jab over the top. Nice cross. Nice exchanges here. Shoots the jab, closes the distance, follows up with the cross, comes back up with the jab. Boom. You know, I think Teo probably threw that intentionally. Why do I say that? Because he probably felt that Lomachenko was coming on just a little bit and he needed to slow him down. Look, man, you're a wily old veteran. Sometimes you got to play dirty. You know, it's one thing to tactically throw that low blow once, all right, when you really need it. But it's another thing when you just do it repetitively like Orlando Salido and you're just being cheap because you're just clearly getting outboxed. But I'm not mad at it. He snuck out. I felt like he snuck that one downstairs intentionally. You know, he picked the right time. But I'm not going to call him dirty for it. He's just, you know, I think Teo's a smart guy. He's a smart guy deep down. And he knew he needed to slow Lomachenko down. He feels the pressure. He feels him coming on. Maybe I can land one down there to slow him down just enough to keep control of this fight. But look at this pressure by Lomachenko. Phenomenal head movement. Really setting his feet. Willing to exchange. Using good head movement after he throws combinations. If he did this a little bit earlier, this fight would have been absolutely different. Beautiful. You know, and this is why I don't think Devin Haney's going to win in a fight with Lomachenko, because I think he learned a lot from this. I think he learned, like, you got to take chances with these bigger guys, these rangier guys. You got to take chances. You got, like, and he can win these exchanges. He's more tactical and technical. He's going to win these exchanges against a guy like Haney. Haney does not have enough in his arsenal, in my opinion, to come out on top in these exchanges with Lomachenko and his footwork. I mean, even Teofimo, he was really losing his edge here, and he just didn't know how to react at this stage when Lomachenko was taking chances. Lomachenko pours it on. I mean, for God's sake, he pours it on. This is beautiful action by Lomachenko. Throws a left hook earlier in the round to the body. But I think the thing that really made the difference, that really controlled Loma throughout most of the fight, with the exception to this 11th round, was Teofimo's power. Those body shots early on. He got Lomachenko's respect to make him second guess. But Lomachenko, being the savage he is, the technician, the beast he is, he took some risk at the end of the fight, and it really showed that he could have came out on top if he did it a little bit earlier. I think he wanted to come in this fight. He didn't think Teofimo was going to be as disciplined, and he was going to give out a little bit early. But Teo did a good job of keeping his composure, staying focused, still going downstairs with the body shots. Beautiful right uppercut to the body. See, Teo, he's coming back. Even though he was getting outboxed the first minute of the round, he was so focused and concentrating on winning this fight that he would come back at the end of the round and have some success. Beautiful cross combination, jab. And, see, Lomachenko made a huge adjustment. He would eat the uppercut, and then he would come back with the cross and the jab over the top. He would eat the uppercut, keep the positioning, but stay within range. And that was a nice little adjustment by Teo. He framed and pushed Lomachenko off of him because he started realizing that Lomachenko was starting to stay within range even after he got hit with the uppercut. And he didn't want Lomachenko to start throwing combinations after he lands that pot shot, so he shoves him back to throw him off balance and to get him out of range instead of let Lomachenko stay at home and throw combinations. So we got the 12th round here. Lomachenko really putting pressure. Doing a good job of cutting off the ring. Nice tie-up by Teofimo. Needs some space. Gets back to the center of the ring. Resets the action. Lomachenko is now the ring general. Ooh, nice little shoulder shove. Shoves the shoulder. Backs Lomachenko up. Throws combinations to the body. Beautiful. And, Teo wanted this, man. He wanted it deep down. He really dug for it. He could have gotten on the fucking back leg and started skating, and hoped to win. But this is what I think won the refs over. Like, he fought till the end. He kept on going to the body. He put pressure. He tried to react and rebuttal. And that was enough to win the fight on the scorecards. A lot of guys get on the back heels and they say no mas to Lomachenko. Teofimo stepped up. Nice body shot by Teo. And his power really saved him in this fight. It was just enough to get enough respect. But even Lomachenko, at the end of the fight, he's just like, he doesn't give a fuck. He's taking chances. He knows he needs to take chances. He knows he needs to let his hands go because he knows he's down on the scorecards and he needs to try to win the judges over. But once again, if he does this starting at round 4 or 5, I think he wins by KO. If he starts this attack, I don't think Teofimo can deal with the pace and the boxing skills and footwork and the pressure he put on later on in this fight if he does it early. And I don't think Haney's going to be able to deal with that type of pressure. And I don't think he's going to be able to get Lomachenko's respect the same way that Teo was with his power. But Lomachenko is getting older, so we'll see. Lomachenko hanging in that pocket, understands he needs to be able to stay within range. You can't keep resetting. Teo switching, throwing big bombs, very powerful shots. Both of them willing to exchange, trying to make their mark, their last impression on the judges. They're both trying to keep the center ring beautiful. Teo's trying to follow through. Come on, ref. Why are you pausing that action? We got a little cut, little headbutt here. Lucky for Teo, it was the 12th round. You got a headbutt or a punch? Looked like a headbutt. Yep. Look at Tio finishing strong. Finishing strong. But goddamn, Lomachenko, just a savage himself, you know. Great fight, especially the last few rounds, man. Like, even though, you know, I don't really score fights, man, but there was a close fight, in my opinion. And they both had their moments. I would edge it Tio, but, man, he's lucky. He got away. He got away from the man. You know, he got away from, but he earned it in every bit of the sense, because he was willing to press the action after he got caught. You know, he had a second wind in the back half of the fight. You know, he played it well. He played it smart, boxed intelligently, kept Lomachenko at bay for the first 6 to 8 rounds. And, you know, did enough to hold on to it. So, rematch, I don't think Tio beats him in the rematch, you know. But I don't think Kambosos beats Teofimo in the rematch either. So, but, you know, I just wanted to do that. We got Tio fighting tomorrow night against Pedro Campa, if I'm not mistaken. Haven't seen enough film footage to make a judgment on that. But stylistically speaking, I think Tio does have somewhat of an advantage. Pedro kind of squares up a little bit too much for my liking against a guy like Teofimo, but this Pedro's bigger, man. He's bigger, and maybe that size and squaring up and putting pressure on Tio can really make a difference. I think you saw that, you know, in the fight with Lomachenko. When Lomachenko started to pour on pressure to Teofimo Lopez, it was causing some issues. Now imagine if you can do that from if you can maintain that early on through the fight, you know. But that's going to be hard. That's hard to do against a guy like Tio who can crack, you know. But will Tio's power carry up? We'll see against bigger guys. So, you know, both of them great fighters, man. Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, both great fighters. I don't care that they got losses on their resumes. Don't get it twisted. These guys are phenomenal technicians. Tio just needs to get rid of that Jezebel in the background. He'll be all right. But I'm going to lean towards Tio tomorrow night. I'm going to try to do some film study in the meantime and figure out more about his opponent. But this your boy Havoc. Find around. Get at me. You got any comments? Leave them below. Like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Peace out.